All right, guys, welcome back. Turbo's Toybox, where today we're playing with a 2003 Porsche Cayenne S V8 all-wheel drive SUV that has a bad wiper transmission. So, in order to change the wiper transmission, first you got to pull all this plastic crap off, which I've already started. I get ahead of myself all the time here, but it's got a whole bunch of like quarter turn fasteners, which I was just using a flathead screwdriver, turning them a quarter turn and they pop up, making sure you get all the clips, but pop all those loose. And in order to get that back one, the rubber seal is actually on both the metal and the plastic. So let me get all this plastic stuff out of the way. And then we need to pull the nuts on the wiper arms, both over, and that one and the double arm here for the passenger side wiper. We'll get all those pulled out. And then once we can get under the cowling, we'll figure out what we got to do to replace the wiper transmission under there. So, all right. So in order to get straight down on that nut, we had to pop loose the hood strut. And I got the hood gently leaned back, and I actually leaned it against that wiper. You could put some cloth or something in here, just some sort of a buffer between it and the glass. And then we fought with getting the wiper arms off of the studs. So what I ended up having to do was get underneath it and hold outward slightly with a small little pry bar, and then put a nut back on your stud and tap on the nut. Kind of pop the arms loose, but we were able to do that. Got the arms off all the way across. Now we'll get this plastic off and see if we can get to the motor. All right, so I'm not sure if somebody's been in here before or not. That would be my guess, because at this mounting point for the wiper transmission, there's a Phillips screw. At this mounting point for the wiper transmission, there's a Torx-headed screw. That mounting position, there's a hex head screw. And at that mounting position, there is, something else. Great. This should be great. All right, so the wiper assembly they sent Kiyomi had a broken stabilizer bar between the motor bracket and the other end there. So I had to swap the motor over to her transmission assembly, and I figured out what burned up her original motor. So this pin for the far side of the passenger wiper was seized up, and therefore binding so that this thing didn't want to move, right? So this pin, all of the pins need to move, right? Things got to move. So I lubricated all the joints, all the pins, make sure everything's spinning nice and free, swapped the motor over. I tested her other motor. It was obviously burned out. But swapped the motor over, and now we're just going to plug this one in. We're going to run it quick before we put the arms on. And make sure it's in its neutral position. Put all the plastics back on, then we'll get the arms put on in their neutral or parked position and test it all out. But yeah, it's plugging away. Okay, so to get the motor to spin properly, well, you have the hood open. Porsche's integrated it into the hood switch that if the hood is open, the wipers can't run. So you need to make sure. I just took a little flathead screwdriver, pressed down until the latch was latched, so that it thinks the hood is open, and that way the wiper motor will spin. And then I got all these pivot things freed up and ran the motor until it let it stop, and then get the motor arms set up back where they go to their parked position, and then you start bolting them back in. So we'll get all this plastic put back on, get the wiper motor assembly wiper transmission assembly all bolted back down, and then get the arms put on. All right, and you get all the plastics put back on, and make sure you pull the hood release so that your hood latch pops back into its natural state. And just like that, should be good. Wipers have been tested and work. So, key on. Just like that. Far out. Good luck.